What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people always ask me like personal questions and shit like that. Another one of the top questions a lot of people ask me about is, what is one of my most hated moments in the drill culture? What's something that I noticed that I don't like? What's something that I wish I could change? I got one particular thing, but it's more than just one. It's about 12. Actually, it's about 13 or 14, but so many of it didn't occur that I didn't forgot certain names and shit like that. In the drill culture, it's very, very dangerous. Like I always say, this shit is based off of YouTube. That kind of made a way for regular people to kind of blow up in the rap game. Ain't no makeup involved. Exactly what I look like right now on this video is exactly what I look like if you see me in person. This is not like a fake culture. Even though some of the words could be fake, it's based off real life events and shit that's going on in the real world. So when they rap about the drill and the death and the murder, that shit really do occur. This shit is really dangerous out here. I'm not saying it ain't everywhere, but this is one of the only places, and I'm not going to say only because there's shit everywhere, but this is one of those places where you can do the right thing and follow the right crowd, and that still could be your demise because it's kind of like different out here. A lot of the OGs been locked up. Ain't really a lot of people to kind of give the younger people a temperament to kind of calm down. Everybody be ready to blah, 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 blah. It's murderous out here, and the shit get dangerous. So that's why I'm going to say one of my most hated moments would be kind of different than what you would think of. First off, before I tell you that, I want to tell you some of the best interviews I believe I have ever done. We Are the Truth Tellers have done a lot of interviews. I mean, hundreds of them, but I want to pinpoint 12 of them. The first one I want to pinpoint is FBG Duck. Okay? FBG Duck. The second one I want to point out, okay, is Brick, his brother. Okay? Third one, Kobe, TB. We're going to go Cash Life Reckless. He was part of the Rico Reckless squad for a little minute. We're going to go Crump. We're going to go EBE Bands. Y'all know he was like the white rapper for GME, BE. We kind of had, he kind of ambushed me in the interview, but I understood where he was coming from. We got Goonie Looney. We got Zach TV. That was one of my best interviews. Yaya White. Close friends with Lil Fo. Lil Mister. And Front Street Quano. Okay? Now, before I give you my most hated moment, first off, I want to tell you, these are some of my best interviews I ever done. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's one more missing off the board, but I kind of forgot it. These are some of my best interviews I ever did. So now when I tell you my most hated moment in the drill coach is the fact that all these guys that was one of my favorite interviews, all of them end up being killed. All of them end up losing their lives to gun violence. Every one of them was murdered. Okay, Duck was murdered downtown. Brick was murdered in his neighborhood. Kobe was murdered in that same neighborhood on the block that they rapped about. TB was killed. He was killed. Crump was killed at a party. He was beaten, set on fire. He was killed in Harvey. He was killed downtown like Duck. He was killed in Maywood. He was killed in his neighborhood, and the police murdered him. That's wow. That's crazy because I'm not going to lie. When I talked to these guys at that time, I didn't think anything like that would happen. There's other guys I have had conversations with too that's not here, but those were like DM conversations. So I'm not going to put those on the board. But if I was, I can add a few more guys that I DM with on this board. So that's what I mean by it's very, very dangerous. Like, all these guys, I noticed is similarities. Every one of these guys on this board right now was on the internet. They had a presence on the internet. Everyone had a presence on the internet. Everyone was killed by a gun. Okay? Everyone was killed in Illinois. So either Chicago or Illinois, somewhere in the vicinity. We got one from Rockford. We have one in Maywood, but they're both from either Chicago or Illinois. Every one of these guys were in the gang. I'm not so sure about Zach TV, okay? I'm not saying anyone. I'm not too sure about Zach TV, but he started growing. He started getting older. We're not really going to hold whatever he did in his younger life because he was getting older and making a change and shit. But I do believe every last one of these guys were in the gang. But I am going to put an asterisk right here. Every one of these guys right here, every one of these guys, except Zach TV. And I do believe there was a few people on the internet on some playing goofy shit. It may be serious, you know, but I'm going to say every last one of these guys except Zach TV, they had internet beefs, okay? They had beefs on the web. Every one. Every one of those guys had beefs on the web. Every one of these guys, besides Zach TV, showed guns on camera. Okay, I noticed that. Yeah, so when I tell you the danger is really real in Chicago, it's really real in Chicago. And it's only as long as I've been covering the drill culture. It's way more people who done lost their lives that I didn't get a chance to talk to. Way more people who done lost their lives way before the drill culture popped off. And there's a lot more people who done lost their lives that's not rappers and don't got videos and shit like that. You know, it's just their family and their friends really just mourning and shit like that. You know, but this is a lot of people to die due to the gun violence. So this is one of my most hated moments in the drill culture. It's the fact that a lot of people don't know this is not a movie. A lot of these young men still live in those neighborhoods that they rapping those songs. You know, they're trying to make a way out. It's sad too because every last one of these guys right here, every last one of them, they were smart enough to, you know, shoot a video, make a rap song, buy a beat, upload it to YouTube, you know, get a director to shoot it, put the description in the YouTube video, pay for promotion, get marketing. All these guys were like entrepreneurs just with no guidance. I think Zach TV knew the way. I think he might have been killed mistakenly. You know, not to just single him out, but I do believe he was killed mistakenly. I wouldn't want to lump him in. But I think the rest of these guys right here were targeted, killed. Some were caught lacking, some were in bad situations and shit like that. But I think all they stem from gang banging. Every last one of these guys still lived in Chicago or still lived in their neighborhood. So, yeah, it's dangerous out there. This shit is not no joke. It's not for play. This shit is 100% real. So you have to be prepared. A lot of people prepare for if they make it rich. But you got to start preparing in this era for if your YouTube video get popping. You know, because the moment you do 1 million views, the neighborhood, the stores you go to, shit like that got to get cut out because people might view you as famous. And remember, famous people have bodyguards who got blicks on them. It's just your ass going to that corner store getting them blue squares and them white t-shirts. You're going to fuck around and get yourself hurt. So if people ask me, is it dangerous in Chicago? Hell yeah, especially for the internet people or the people who become rappers and shit like that. You will lose your life. And it doesn't matter if you a rapper, an interviewer. It doesn't matter, you know. A motherfucker might come and try to take you out. But if you ask me, I think a lot of this shit stems from the internet. I do think, you know, it's neighborhood beefs that get picked up on the internet. You know, the world has a crazy way of understanding what's going on in Chicago. But in my opinion, this is like one of the things that really pissed me off during the drill culture. Send my condolences to everybody family up here. Hopefully all the killers get captured, you know. That's how I look at it. You know, I'm not saying go out there and go tell the police or go tell on anybody or go do anything like that. I understand the street rules. I'm not with the telling. I ain't with that shit. I'm just saying, you know, if you can get some justice for these people families, you get some justice for these people families. Somebody got to say the shit. It's the homie truth.